What is up, my butter biscuits? Y'all, we have a doozy of a video today. Like, this one is so far out of left field. It is so bizarre that I'm like, is it true? What's going on? Obviously, everybody's going to be speculating over this because it is just so bizarre. And honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. It has me wondering, like, what's the tea over here? Because this is just really random. If you guys have not heard, Logan Paul is going to be having a fight on October 14th, I believe it is, with a guy named Dillon, Danis or Danis. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I've never heard of him before until this fight, but y'all, he knows what he's doing. He is literally like just tweeting and tweeting and tweeting. I'm gonna be reading his tweets within today's video. I know a lot of fighters obviously talk a lot of trash to get hype around the viewing and stuff like that, to get more pay-per-view sales, and I totally get that, but I'm like, whoa, this guy is literally going way too far. Like, he just does not stop. And then he brought James Charles, yes, James Charles, into this, and I'm over here like, okay, you're over here talking trash about Logan Paul's girlfriend or fiance over and over again. You're over here talking trash about Jake Paul. Okay, get that. You know what I mean? But then James Charles gets brought into it, and I'm like, what? This is so weird, y'all. And he's going on podcasts like saying really weird things about Logan Paul's girlfriend, and he'll be tweeting like pictures of his girlfriend to him and stuff like that. And I'm like, y'all, I totally get it. I understand that this is the type of thing. Y'all, I am a UFC fan. Like, I literally love watching UFC and boxing as well too. I find it entertaining, but I feel like this is just too much. If I'm keeping it with you guys, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, honestly, y'all, you guys can head over to his Twitter. Like I said, I'm going to be reading some tweets within today's video just to give you guys a little bit of context about how he does not stop. But we're going to be leading up to last night's tweet of James Charles, because I'm like, what? This is so bizarre, and I'm so curious to know what you guys think about that. So we're going to be talking about that within today's video. Make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up. Also, make sure you guys click the link down below. Head over to my second channel. That's my travel channel with my brother. Go show some love over there. Let's shut up. Let's go ahead and get into it. Now, just in case you guys are curious about this fight, it will be airing on October 14th. This is Logan Paul versus Dillon Danis, which I'm honestly, y'all, I'm really curious because I felt, okay, call me crazy, this is just my opinion, I kind of felt that he would fight somebody that was a little bit more popular, or maybe I just haven't heard of him. There is a lot of fighters out there. There's a lot of boxers out there that I don't know. I do know way more UFC fighters than I do boxers, so maybe this guy's just a boxer. I really don't know. But I felt like he would fight somebody a little bit more popular, only because it's like, y'all, he literally fought Floyd Mayweather. Do you know what I mean? Like, I thought that he would go for somebody way more popular. Who really knows? A lot of people are speculating like, oh, he chose this guy to fight because he knows that he can beat him. Do you know what I mean? Don't know if that's true. Now, this guy is literally going on different podcasts and stuff like that, and he obviously is trash talking Logan Paul. I know that's what they do, so I don't want you guys being like, oh my gosh, this is just like the fight, you know, community. This is how they do it. I totally get it. I understand you gotta like get people riled up to get the paper sell views. I get that, and people love it. But I'm like, y'all, this guy is going in, like, literally in. I'm gonna go ahead and read just some of the tweets right here that I'm just like, what is going on with this guy? This one right here, trigger warning, if you guys are sensitive, click off this video because this one is really graphic, but I'm just throwing it out there to show how deep this guy is going in. Y'all know I love a good joke. I love a good roast. Honestly, y'all, like I've told you guys time and time again before, like I wish I was like ever to the status to where I would get roasted. Like, I don't know why, for some reason. I feel like that would be so fun. I don't know. Like, y'all, when I was in middle school, we literally used to have roast battles of just talking trash on each other. That's how it was back in the day. I know now everyone's too sensitive for that. But back then they used to do it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so entertaining. I literally want to be roasted one day. But anyways, this is really bad. Click off the video. This is what he said right here in one tweet, y'all. And y'all, he is tweeting back to back to back to back. You can literally head over to his Twitter, which is Dillon Danis, by the way, and see what he has to say. But this one right here, I was like, oh my gosh. He said right here, one day Logan's gonna blank himself with his girl's meat curtains. Yes, he literally tweeted that. Like, I'm just over here like, okay, he just goes in and in and in. Now, another thing that I do want to say too is actually Jake Paul did tweet out about this too. He said, remember, my brother picked this guy for one reason only, because he craves attention and followers and will do his best to sell the fight, making my brother even wealthier in the process. Hence why Danis has no back end percent of the money made. He's a puppet. Now, I do want to say, in my personal opinion, it kind of seems like a smart choice that this guy is just going in and in and in. Obviously, he's getting the clicks, he's getting the views, he's getting so much interaction on his tweets right now because of the outlandish things that he is saying, just like the tweet that I did read. Now, also too, Mike, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Majalik. He is also on Logan Paul's podcast. I forget Logan Paul's podcast name, but I watched it a couple times. But he's on there. He says, bro, how can you be training if you're tweeting all day? I know you're gonna use all this X revenue for that pullout clause payment, which, by the way, he literally tweets all day long. This is what he says right here. Y'all, once again, trigger warning, okay? Like, this guy has no filter. He says, you're literally Logan Paul's cum rag. Shut your mouth before I bully you so bad you start taking H again. It's a drug. I'm gonna block that out. Because if you guys don't know, he has a history with, you know, drug usage. And I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all. Like, I feel like it's just so outlandish. Y'all, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. These tweets that I chose to read to you guys are probably the more PG ones. This fool is going in and in and in on this guy. Now, he did go on a podcast. I do want to play this TikTok right here because I was like, whoa, it's getting really juicy. I have to be honest with you guys. Okay, if I'm being honest with you guys, maybe I'm just that easily sold that I'm like, this fool is going in so hard that I'm like, okay, maybe I do want to watch this fight now. Because I'm like, what's gonna go on? Because I really do feel like with all his trash talking, if he goes out there and he gets his ass beat, he's gonna look really dumb. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're talking all this trash. Anyways, I want to go ahead and play this TikTok right here from a TikToker who he went on a podcast and he basically accused Logan Paul's fiance or girlfriend of being trans, which, why are you doing that, first of all? But this TikToker put him on blast. She is a trans female and she actually put the DMs out there. So go ahead and check this out.
You know, I'm all about like trans and like LGBTQ and everything. So I was gonna be like, oh, it's awesome. He like has a fiance that's trans, so I thought she was.
And do not ever claim that you are for the LGBT community when you do nothing but literally not only bash trans women or someone who might be trans, but also bash women. And honestly, at this point, Dillon, Danis, I think you're trans. So many things that I have to literally speak on for that one dumbass sentence that came out of his dumbass mouth. But why are you talking about any trans people like they're some fucking indigenous species? And trans or not, Miss Nina and Miss Lila, that girl give me, were human beings and weren't women. So clearly you have no fucking respect, which is actually really sad that a whole herd of cows raised you. And I know that literally fighting or trying to fight, which honestly you're probably not gonna win, thank you God and thank you Logan Paul, but you are the reason that trans people are at risk and are in danger and are having higher violence rates. And we know you're an ally of the trans community, babe. You were almost my goddamn sneaky link. Like, hello.
So if you guys did not catch at the end of the TikTok right here, he hit her up and said, what's up? She said, how are you, handsome? And then he said, that's really nice of you. Haha, appreciate it, with a little heart face. And then he said, where are you from? And then she said, my dad's Egyptian, but I'm originally from Iowa. How about you? And he said, I'm Armenian and Spanish, grew up in New Jersey. And then anyways, he sent a photo. Who knows what that photo is? You know what I mean? So I'm just really curious over here. You're making comments like that, but then obviously you're over here hitting this girl up. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of a little bit fishy. Now let's go ahead and get down to the creme de la creme, the part that literally made you click on this video, I'm sure. This was his latest tweet that I was just like, whoa, what's going on here? He tweeted out, we are all willing to pay you to break the NDA with Jake Paul and penalties when he sues you. Just come clean at James Charles. Now, once again, obviously this guy can be making up everything. Obviously he can get clicks and views. He knows James Charles is super, super famous. Do you know what I mean? I do want to say, out of all the males within the beauty space, correct me if I'm wrong, I do think James Charles has the most followers, so maybe he's doing this to get the most attention and maybe hoping that James Charles will play into it as well too, because obviously if James Charles talks about it, then obviously that's going to get more views and especially more traction onto his Twitter account, as well as maybe on the fight and maybe sell more pay-per-view sales. So I'm just really curious over here if there is any truth to this, because obviously everybody's speculating, oh, if James Charles has an NDA, or sorry, if Jake Paul has an NDA with James Charles, obviously something went down here. A lot of people are speculating that, hey, maybe they hooked up, but Jake Paul made him sign an NDA. Who really knows? This is obviously something that we just don't know is made up or not. Like, he's probably just doing it for the views. I don't know. But in my personal opinion, honestly, this was posted last night, and I kind of thought that, like, by now that James Charles would have made a TikTok about it or, like, tweeted about it. And he hasn't said anything as far as I have seen, so I'm really curious to know, you know, only because I personally feel like that James Charles will take any publicity that he can get right now. Obviously, with his brand recently just coming out about a month ago. So I felt like he would, like, I don't know, be playful with it or make a little joke or make a little TikTok to get views. Do you know what I mean? And obviously promote Painted while he's doing it. Maybe he just hasn't seen it yet. I don't know. But obviously everyone and their mom is speculating, myself included. I'm like, if this is true, what went down. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it with you guys though. I kind of feel like it's obviously just for clout, it's just for clicks, and obviously he's doing whatever he can do right now to get some views, but obviously we won't know. But I'm really curious to see if James Charles does make a TikTok about this. We will see in the future, and I will make a follow-up video if so. So make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. Make sure you guys let me know if you guys plan on watching this fight, because low-key, thanks to all of this drama right here, I'm kind of curious to know. Only because I feel like this guy is just talking too much, and from what I have seen, I've seen people before in UFC, the person that talks the most ends up losing. Like, I feel like whenever you act so cocky and conceited and make all these like jokes and talk all this trash, like they end up losing. Do you know what I mean? But obviously they're the ones that bring in the views, because people are like, oh my gosh, I want to see this fool get beat up. Do you know what I mean? So make sure you guys let me know if you plan on watching. Make sure you guys let me know who you think is going to win, because I do have to say this, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Logan Paul and Jake Paul are actually pretty good boxers from what I have seen. A lot of people out there say that it's all rigged and they're just pretty much doing like WWE and it's pretty much all set up, but I'm like, who really knows? I don't know. Like, honestly, at first I probably like believed that it was a little bit set up, but then I was like, do we really think that somebody like Nate Diaz is gonna go out there, who is like, y'all, he has a lot of pride, is he really gonna go out there and lose just for a paycheck? Like, I just wouldn't believe it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.